Hey yo, episode 2 of She-Hulk is out, and if you're getting hyped for the cameos that are coming up in the show, you might want to tone that shit down. At least that's what She-Hulk writer Jessica Gao says that we should do. Look, let's break this down because in this interview with Life Hacks, she says this: do not set yourself up with big expectations to be disappointed. And I mean, you can take this one or two ways, right? Like maybe she's just trying to help fans not have expectations, so when the surprise happens, it'll be even more shocking. But on the other hand, like after episode 2, it's like she could be telling us some real shit. What's up? I'm Kendall with Normies to Nerds. Thanks for stopping by, and please drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we're on the ground to our first 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Because when I read that quote, bro, it was like instant red flags. And honestly, I hate when someone who is involved with the show comes out and has a quote like this, but it is what it is. I mean, the show's promo footage has Jen breaking the fourth wall, talking about cameos. On top of that, just think about all of the cameos that were revealed in the marketing. You got Abomination, Hulk, Wong, Daredevil, all of those other characters that we've seen as well. All of them have been confirmed before the show even aired. So putting those 2 points together, right, like the speculation on who might pop up definitely took off because, you know, like damn, they are revealing all of this to us before the show even starts. So there has to be more and bigger cameos, right? Like at least that's how the fandom thinks. You reveal so much, there has to be more in the background waiting to come up. It's just a natural ebb and flow. And to keep it 100 for that exact reason, I don't think it's necessarily fans who are setting up those expectations to be so high. I think in this case, much like other cases that we've seen in phase 4, it seems to be once again the marketing that is revealing a lot of this stuff that is allowing the anticipation and the speculation to build. And here's the thing, like I absolutely get and understand what she is saying. Like with rumors that people like Donnie Blaze or the Thing will be showing up in the show, I can see why she want to dial those expectations back. I mean, we saw what happened with WandaVision, right? Like not only did people think Mephisto would appear and be the reason behind Pietro showing up, but that ended up just being a boner. We were also hoping that Doctor Strange would be showing up in the finale as well. And as you know, none of that happened. And if that's one thing, here's the other thing. I think that expectation stuff she's talking about is cap, bruh. I mean, yeah, we've been let down with cameo expectations before, but man, we've been right. Like Kingpin showing up in Hawkeye and Jake Lockley showing up in the post-credit scene on Moon Knight. Both of those right. But also the most notable and significant one was Kang and the Loki season finale. Like each one of those cameos were ones that were being built up in the show. And I think She-Hulk has even already started to build up the same thing in 2 different ways. Like first, being the mystery defendant that we did not see in the courtroom for whatever reason in episode 1. Like seriously, if you are a defendant, you're supposed to be sitting there in the courtroom while your trial is taking place. And of course, the other thing being the spaceship that started it all. Both of those I feel like are storylines that are setting up for pretty big cameos in the show. I think what is actually happening here is that Gao is nervous that that big surprise cameo they have in the show, which I actually think is Scar, the son of Hulk, isn't going to slap the way that she was hoping it would. Like all the cameos that we know about are characters that we have already met in the MCU before. But think about it, all of these origin shows, quote unquote, that we've seen on Disney Plus have introduced us to not only one character, but an additional new character that will continue to be built in the MCU. And in that case, I believe that with this show, it will be Scar. I believe Scar is actually going to come in at the end of the series and set off a massive storyline for the Hulk that leads us ultimately to World War. I mean, now we know that Hulk is leaving the Earth to go to Sakaar, and if he is coming back for the finale, it's gotta be with Scar by his side. But back with Gao, like I get it, Scar might not seem like a huge cameo on the surface level, right? And I think she's a bit nervous that people really won't get excited about it. But let me tell you, Scar is more than enough to exceed my expectations at least. Look, drop a sub to the channel and let me explain. Like I've seen lots of polls on YouTube and social media, and people are really hoping to get more information about Hulk out of this series more than anything else. And even if we don't see Bruce again until the finale, if we get to see his son show up in the show, like I said, it opens up a huge can of worms that will have the entire nerdy internet hype for a good amount of time. But at the end of the day, her quote is absolutely pointless because it is her job to build reasonable expectations in the show that will be paid off by the end of it. That's her job. Like expectations are made based on what we see happening during the show. If she does her job, expectations will be in line with what the show will be bringing in the finale. Like if we have cameo expectations before the show starts and 3 episodes in, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, A lot of reasonable fans, and I say a lot, not all, tend to fall back off of the expectation and not hold the show accountable. Like Old Man Cap and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a perfect example of that. Like, we went into that show expecting to possibly see Old Man Cap in the show. Then halfway through, we were like, nah, we're probably not going to see. With 2 episodes in the books, I don't think people are still holding on to the same expectations that were set before the show. I mean, the only real thing that's been built in the story so far is Scar. Like I said, if they properly build this story and do not like pull the rug from under our feet at the last minute, then the expectations really should not be a concern. And honestly, I'm not concerned about expectations at this point. Like, I'm really keeping them up there because of what they're teasing with Scar. But let me tell you, after seeing that Sicarian ship and having that type of Easter egg put right there, it would not be my fault or anyone else's fault that if he's not in the show, if we're disappointed that that Easter egg did not pay off. So real quick, just my thoughts on She-Hulk episode 2. It was decent, man. It was decent. Like, it feels like we're still setting up a lot of the legwork. Like, it actually feels like this is probably the real true first episode of the series, because now we know what she's going to be doing, the type of defendants that she's going to be defending, and it sets us up for where we're going to be heading moving forward with She-Hulk, as well as, like I said, with Hulk, like where he's going. And I think, again, that is a lot of the real intrigue of what people could have with the show, is what is going on with Hulk and how this could eventually lead to World War Hulk. But also as well, like with Abomination in this trial too, I do see a possibility to where he does get out on probation and he serves on the Thunderbolts under the guidance of Val. So where all this is going, like, I'm very interested as well. Like, I can see She-Hulk having to defend somebody that she really doesn't feel like needs to be defended or should be defended, but they're using her to get people out to get on the Thunderbolts. That's where I can see someone like Daredevil stepping in and talking about, like, yeah, about what you're doing. Are you really cool with this? That type of thing to sway her to leave GLKH. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about episode 2 and about what Gal had to say about setting expectations. I mean, I personally am tired of fans being blamed for having expectations too high, especially after a show sets stuff up. But let me know what you think in the comment section below about all that. Please drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we're grinding to our first 1,000 subs, and check out some of our other videos if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.